Thank you. It's an honor for me to be here. Thank you to Architectural Review and to the jury for choosing my work. To talk about who I am, it is important to briefly touch my past, the present with the project you choose, and my possible future. Working with blindness in this library forced me to be aware of the strength in the senses, understand the need to develop another sensitivity, recognize otherness, and find inclusion as an architectural tool. Look for a more complex accessibility than the universal one. Recognize diversity and uniqueness that doesn't flatten the experience, but rather enhance it, promoting a social fabric with multiple sides. I'm interested in the past and the way it relates with the present, as well as recycling cities and reinvent them. Memory of a place, the materiality itself, the ancestral construction techniques, hand in hand with technology, exploration of the political limits, in or out, private or public. Understand architecture as a great communication tool that promotes and strengthens social welfare, democracy, freedom, in this case for judicial courts. The void, the light, the wind, the senses, and the deep recognition of the site, being the synthesis, the final objective, along with silence. Always search for the atmosphere as the essential axis of the space. The most powerful tools of architecture are priceless. Why the market is a standout project in my career? It is an inflection point in all senses. I reinvented my way of doing architecture for 18 years. The whole critical process of doing a competition in 2 weeks without having any team, and the commitment to design a building in 3 months and build it in the same time with very limited budget. Ironically, I felt free. I invited 4 friends. We considered 3 design strategies. First, the constructive criteria, 0.5% civil work and 0.5% a prefab light structure. Then material flexibility and for the place. And last, versatility to spatial arrangements as a system. Recognize informality, migration, and mainly the lack of resources at the infrastructure level in the border city of Matamoros. We design a public space for different uses, attached with an oasis. Before proposing a building, we imagine a flexible plaza market, a fortress that protects the interior from climate conditions, permeable enough to be a connective spot, and a system of umbrellas, metal big triangular trapezoidal structures, ridge for its shape as a portico, rain catchment for the low maintenance swamp garden, solar reflection, layering of skins to construct a thermal and acoustic insulator to add richness, deepness and color with a local material, light to fulfill the space and crosswind, structural strategy, always searching for silence. Spatial flexibility, freedom of public space, urban connectivity is what I pursue. The possibilities of asking questions through the spatial approach, the rawness of the material, of the local materials, and the synthesis of geometry, repetition, rhythm, patterns of light and shadow, the recognitions of cities based on acupuncture strategies that recognize informality, random practices, and common sense. Go unnoticed while remaining powerful. I'm interested in architecture that recognizes time, that observes the territory from afar with a critical view, not faithful, but with hope, walking as a composition tool, to read the place, search for timeless. I once read that the wisest civilizations build futures that only their grandchildren would see. I deeply believe on that. Forests lost, landscapes forgotten, new territories of water due to climate change. Just moving Earth is significant. Architecture should not only be sensitive to the place where it sits, as well as reactive to the environment disaster that we have incurred. It must also be proactive, have the ability to move us and abstract ourselves from the present and the time we live in. To achieve that goal, to which I am interested in aspiring, it requires a lot of work, rigor, awareness of the everyday, sensitivity to what minimum means, capacity for synthesis, but also years of making mistakes, experimentation, obsession. With an intelligent use of limited resources, break the limits of our practice under interdisciplinary settings, fight to make it a universal right, that promotes not only habitable, safe, rebellious, and political non-patriarchal structures, but capable of giving well-being and fullness of opportunities in crisis scenarios. Thank you.